world of podcasts, five guys dare to discuss the peculiar, the terrifying, the unknown, and probably a lot of sports and beer. Stay tuned. It's about to get crazy. The Drink Beer and Bullshit Podcast.
And we are live. So welcome to our Drink Beer and Bullshit Podcast first interview. We are live from my backyard, and if we look a little shiny, it's because we're in fucking South Texas, and it's August, and it's hotter than the fucking witch's titty.
It's like 93 degrees right now.
Alright, so also first, we have a fucking live studio audience for the first time, so, and we're enjoying some fucking good bourbon, some good cigars, yeah, applause everywhere, and we're just gonna be fucking bullshitting and drinking, and then my buddy Jay here will give us a few stories that he's got that the first time I heard him, if I didn't know him, if I didn't know you, I'd be like, man, that's fucking flat out bullshit. I wouldn't fucking believe it.
I wouldn't believe me either. I would probably agree with you.
But
it didn't happen.
But those are coming, right? So let's just fucking enjoy the night, enjoy the bourbon, the cigars, and move on from there. And I guess before we move on, we are hiding his face into the image, and his using a pseudonym to protect his livelihood and his family, because this could go all the way to the top.
Yeah, John V.
Hey yo, why you gotta be calling on my name over here? Jesus Christ, you know those guys are looking for me, you know that, right? That thing? Fucking guys over here. Can't tell nobody nothing.
There's always gotta be one.
There's always one, right?
Dude, it's so fucking humid, my cigar won't stay lit.
Try using a real lighter. Here you go.
No, I fucking...
The orange one.
Yeah.
The orange one. Yeah.
I got mustache wax on. Last time I did that, pulling Michael Jackson on me.
Well, a little less dippity-doo on the mustache thing, man.
Yeah, I actually heard it like start crinkling. I was like, oh shit.
Well, I turned the flame down. You don't have to keep it on afterburner.
Oh, and I am drinking a never before released Garrison Brothers Guadalupe whiskey that I waited. First of all, I got up after 3 hours of sleep.
Nice.
And drove another hour to get there.
Oh, this is the stuff you waited in line for?
Got an hour and a half wait till it finally opened. No, hold on. An hour drive.
It gets
Hour and a half wait till they open. Took another hour to get in there. So.
Where was this at?
At the Garrison Brothers Distillery.
Where?
At the Garrison Brothers Distillery. Hyde, Texas. So
Gotcha.
it's what? Southwest of Austin? Somewhere like that, right?
Northwest of San Antonio.
Northwest of San Antonio, south of Austin. Dude, it's fucking hot.
Could use a little bit more wind.
Turn the AC on.
I know. Pantera was telling me, she's like, I don't know why you guys like being out there. I was like, well, fucking let me light a cigar inside. It won't go inside.
And a heartbeat. I've spent all day doing this.
Busy day today or what?
Yeah, it's always busy, man. But yeah, we were almost done, and that last thing happened. So we got to go. First one's there for that. That was a lot of fun.
You can say it.
Oh, okay. Well, the dude got shot, and his wife got shot, and he's like, he looks at my name tag, and he goes, "Hey,
He's all, JB.
JB."
John V. Good guy with a story.
We're watching you.
We're watching you.
No, he said, "Don't let me die, man. Help me. And then he started flopping around, and he throws himself on the ground, And he started to flop around. I'm just looking at him. And he just lays there and he just... and then I reached down and I felt his pulse and it's just jumping. And I said, hey, dude. Hey, you're fine. I am?
And he gets him out. Thanks.
Yeah, you're fine. I mean, you barely got a scratch on your
He's
arm.
looking for
there,
your
man.
medical credentials, you know, at the same time.
Right? Are you a doctor?
You a doctor?
Well, I am right now. I'm the closest thing to it. So that's all it was, man. But it was a pretty busy day. Hot.
Mm-hmm.
Hot. And we backed up some scrubs today. Some of your compatriots out there.
What?
Another 3-letter agency was out there doing something and off the radar. And we kind of stumbled upon it and we were like, who are these dorks?
Dude, we got stuck in the rain there for a little bit, dude. I was soaking wet when I got home.
Oh, you got caught up in that stuff? That sucks. I think that's what made it like stifling hot. Was that 30 minutes of rain we got?
So what are you drinking?
I am drinking some Ranger Creek
Rim Job.
Rimfire. Ranger Creek Rimfire mesquite smoked Texas single malt whiskey.
Is
Brewery
that
Red.
Walmart?
Yeah. Along with that what was that, Sam's Club?
Nothing but the best part.
With the other stuff that Justin claimed it was so hard to find.
Were you here for that one? I don't think so.
No.
So Justin didn't make it. Like, he didn't make it tonight, and we're drinking, and he sends it. You know, he's got fucking stupid ass fucking. He sends us a bottle that's like $800 or whatever,
No, it
right?
was like 3,000.
Oh yeah, it was like $3,000 that he's drinking. So of course I'm not as good as Photoshop with these guys, but I take I find one online, I crop it, whatever, and I put it on the table, and I take, but
Only it looks this big.
it looked like it was like a 5-gallon bottle. So I was like, oh fucking, John picked this up at, oh sorry, Jay, what Jay?
Jay,
Jay picked it up at
you might as
Sam's.
well just give him my social.
No, it smells pretty good. I thought it was, when it said Rimfire, I thought it was going to be like a cinnamon schnapps type stuff.
It was going to be a little earthy flavor. Little,
Spicy.
yeah. Like you ate Taco Bell or something. God, man. Take a shower.
After some striped burritos with sriracha in it.
Yep. After a hot day.
After today. God.
I'm glad you made it.
Thanks, man. I'm glad I made it too. I thought for sure we were going to have a couple of bodies there, but no, they were good. Everybody lived, in case this makes it into the cut.
Okay.
Everybody lived and everybody was fine.
Thanks for your medical expertise.
Yeah.
I've seen more gunshots than probably most doctors here in town, so I'm just going to put that out there.
Well, I mean, if you see him, the doctor eventually sees him, no?
A doctor, yeah. Maybe. Hey, this is really good. And what was this again? What am I smoking here?
My father, the judge.
My Father, the Judge. This is nice. Thank you. I owe you.
Very good stick.
It is very
You
good.
don't owe me anything, I just enjoy it.
Oh, well, thank you, my man.
And I got
company.
a Swisher Sweet.
Nice. The wood tip.
I'm smoking cloves over here.
Cloves.
We got a grape white owl over here.
I think it's called a Swisher.
Don't try to church it up.
The watermelon flavor.
It's a good Justin comment. Well, actually, it's pronounced
Swisher.
It's French.
Here we go.
Touche, sir. Touche. You got me. I deserve that one. Oh yeah, and I'm also I'm chasing my bourbon here with Ace
Hardware.
pineapple. Yeah.
You know what? I make fun of you, though, but
Thanks.
To your face.
Yeah.
At least it's to your face.
At least it's to my face. You're right.
but that cider was tasting really fucking good the other day, so I actually bought some ciders.
Did you?
So I got some
Which ones?
Well, I got some nicer ciders in there.
These are the most expensive ones that you can find here locally.
They were not local.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
I know a guy.
You're bougie.
I know a guy.
Well, I brought you one, but now that you have shat on mine, you
want to try? Actually,
You ain't gonna get one.
I don't know. I'm gonna try. I was gonna say you
Oh,
want to
yeah,
try one
yeah,
of the
I'll
other
try
ones.
one.
Let me
Yeah.
get it.
All right, that'll work.
Hey, John Villarreal. May I have his?
Stephen Ruhlman. Yes, you can. You fucking asshole.
If you guys didn't know, it's John Villarreal who's telling the story here.
It happened, man. It happens. We need to make a trip here soon. Speaking of,
We do. Where to?
you know where to.
Name it.
Got any? What is it?
Carne Cuente.
Carne Cuente.
Okay, so full disclosure, my wife's little brother came back from basic training, so we didn't have like real food for a long time.
Yep.
And I went up there.
Ooh, did you treat him?
I treated him.
Oh, was he in heaven?
Dude, he couldn't. He's still not. He still can't stop talking about it. That place is just incredible.
It is.
What is this? What?
It's a Brazilian steakhouse.
San Antonio?
Yeah. It's called Galpao.
It's better than Fogo de Chao?
Man, I've been to several of them here in Texas, several in
Is that
Houston.
about Bill Miller's?
Yes. Several in Houston. I've been to most of them in San Antonio, and this one is hands down the best one.
Really?
Hands down, yeah.
I'm going to check it out.
You see that?
Gal Pow. Pow.
Oh,
Sounds like
that's
you're saying
pretty good.
Gal Pow, but it's Gal Pow.
Is that a cider, dude?
That is a hard cider, pineapple mango, and what I like about it is got a fucking mermaid with some titties on there.
Dude, that sounds great, dude.
Make my
Titties.
cider hard.
Yeah, it is.
That was my last one. I saved it for you.
Oh, well, thanks, man. That's my last one in here. I saved it for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But since
This
you
was
dogged
this was supposed to be an easy night. This is like my second double.
Oh, shit. Right here, have some rim job.
I don't want to try that one.
You don't want to?
I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Just dip your tongue in
Well,
for a
just
second.
fuck me then.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? No.
Just put a little bit on the rim.
Just a taste.
Just around the outside. You don't. It doesn't have
You
to go
don't-
all the way
You
in.
can cancel that bleach job that you probably had next week.
No, don't cancel it. Don't cancel it. Hey, man, did I ever tell you my bleach story about
Here we go.
about when I did do a kind of an ad hoc bleach job to myself?
You didn't use Boracho, did you?
Oh.
Shut up.
Oh, I remember the fishing trip.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
Let's hear it.
is that worthy of talking about right now?
That's awesome, dude.
Okay, so picture this. I'm fishing with my brother, right, on his first boat. And he has it's a deep V hole fishing boat, so he can't go anywhere shallow.
That's not good.
You don't like that?
No, that's not good.
Oh.
You
Well,
can-
here, pour it in here.
You're
I'll
right,
drink it.
it's not.
No, I'll finish it.
Oh, okay.
I won't be
He's all-
rude. Here you go.
There's a fire. There's a fire behind you.
What's that over there? Ooh, that
Throw
was
it on the
good.
dog like I did last time. Sorry, dog.
Anyways, so we're
You
out.
know what? It probably is good. Sorry.
No,
it probably
no,
is good.
no.
But I had some pretty high end stuff.
No,
And my palate.
you shat on my $80 bottle of Ranger Creek here, right? Anyways, man, it was a gift. So here I am fishing,
Pass me that Hancock.
and we ate some not so fresh tacos in the morning.
Smaller bottle. Right behind that one. Yeah, dude. I know that's a good shit.
And man, we're out in the middle of nowhere, and I told my brother, like, dude, I gotta take a shit,
Now we're drinking some real shit.
right?
No rim job. Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking to the camera. I
I'm
know-
right here.
I didn't know you could hear.
Hey, but after the story, you probably should tell the
No,
the
dude.
windmill, the backyard windmills.
This is
What are
why.
what are
This
they
is
called?
why these things take as long as they do.
I was trying to look
Because
them
you
up
never
online.
let me.
I was trying to look about. I was googling them so I can send you a pic. Like, hey, we need to talk about this next time.
Isn't this weird? It's a little.
So we can all have fresh, clean water
Is it-
right now.
You know what? Mock it. But when it comes time, you're not gonna drink any of my water.
Yeah, okay, when you're out of water,
Yeah.
John's
You gotta
bathing
use
in it.
water.
Like the. So I tell my brother I gotta take a shit, right? And he's like, "Well, we're miles from a bathroom." And he says, "Well, just jump off the boat and go on that little island because we beached it." So I jump off the boat, right? And I'm like, "Man," I said, "Well, do you have some toilet paper?" He's like, "I think I got some toilet paper somewhere." And he's looking through all the little dry boxes in his boat. He's like, "I don't think I have any, dude." And then he goes, he opens up one. He goes, "I got this," and he holds up a fucking canister of
Clorox wipes.
Clorox wipes, right? And I was like, I mean, it kills 99.9% of everything, right? So
You're thinking that mask is gonna be nice and clean.
like
Yep.
clean as a whistle, right? So I go and I do my business. I go pop a squat and I take a healthy shit. And then it's time for me to wipe my ass. And I use this juicy Clorox wipe to wipe my ass.
Lemony fresh.
Big mistake. Big mistake.
So what's the first feeling you get?
It's at first it's kind of cold and tingly, and then immediately turns into burning.
So
and
for
then
that tenth of a
heat
second where you're like, this is
on
not
top
too
of
bad.
heat. Yeah,
This
for a
is pretty
second
good.
I was like, this is actually kind of nice. This reminds me of someone.
How's this end?
Huh?
How's
How
this
does it end? I go running around. I'm like, ah, like running, like, oh, my asshole's on fire.
Dip
And
it
my
in the
brother,
water.
and my brother's laughing, dude. He's laughing. He's like, get in the water, get in the water. So I go in the water, the salt water, right, mind you, and I submerge my bits, my
Your
bait and tackle,
Your crinkled Death Star.
into the water. Didn't help. Salt water is not the base to the acid of
I got you.
Clorox. Yeah, it in fact increased.
It was not the antidote.
It helped it out. It was like a little bit of, you throw some lighter fluid on a fire. That's what it did. Flared up. Oh! Didn't help. And the worst part was, while I'm sitting there and popping a squat in the water now, like cringing, in pain, he's laughing. My brother does this laugh where he goes like that, and he lifts up and he's got a fucking roll of toilet paper. He found it. He found it while I was over there taking a shit and just didn't tell me. He just wanted to see what would happen to a human being when they wipe their ass with some Clorox wipes.
So did you pack it with sand to kind of try to absorb all the...
Nope. I swore I wouldn't tell anybody that story, ever, and now the whole world knows.
Going worldwide.
Yeah,
Made a lot
but
of people in Ireland very happy.
yeah, and you know what? I can almost guarantee you, I'm not the only person on planet Earth that's ever wiped their ass with a Clorox wipe. I can almost guarantee you. Now a lot less will do it because I did it. You know what I mean? I was a trailblazer.
You know what? I might cut this part out because it might interfere with your credibility.
Oh, right.
Next story.
Well, I mean, I understand, but there it is. It happened. I'm not ashamed of it. Like, what happened? I don't know. Should we delve into that? Should we go?
You ready?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to talk about this.
Let me just that way so everybody knows. So this is gonna be the second time of me hearing this story. So I've heard the story before, and if it's legit, it's one of those fucking stories that's just fucking crazy. It's amazing, crazy. Every descriptor for it, fits. But to, I guess, for the people that listen to it, so to kind of subside any of those thoughts that you could be lying, we actually were able to get, borrowed from the department, a liar detector test. So if you don't mind, I am going to strap you in first.
Strap me in.
So I got a couple items I need to put you on.
Okay.
So this goes around your chest.
Okay. Did you get it in Clydesdale size? Extra husky?
Let me
extra medium?
let me, I think it's adjustable.
It's a medium.
You've been working out?
Yeah, man. Been hitting the gym a lot.
You're lactating right now.
I know. Well, that's also sweat. It's hot out here. There it is. It's like a bra strap. All right, there it is.
There it is.
Bro.
And then this part is like a...
Oh, that's definitely not going to fit. You're going to have to put it on my forearm. See these pipes?
You must work out.
At least once or twice a week.
All right, there. There we go. This plugs in to this computer over here. All right.
That's believable.
That's where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta...
Follow his YouTube
Hold on.
channel at John Villarreal for more fitness tips.
You have to drain my pecs again.
All right.
Ooh. Very nice.
Right?
This is good. It's the taste of summer.
You're welcome.
Can you buy that here?
I
That's
I don't
No,
even
it's
know
one of
where-
those bougie ones.
Yeah,
that
I
you
know.
can-
Guy? There's the guy.
Yeah, I know a guy. All right, so
I'm ready when
we've
you
all
are.
heard this story once, right? So the first time I heard this story, there was two. Well, you know what? I'll let you tell it, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
All right, let me make sure this fucking lie detector is on.
Oh, my cigar is going to interfere with that.
Well,
Too late now.
it's on. I do need to ask you some controlled questions,
Okay.
but I will omit these.
Okay, that's fine.
So is your name John Villarreal?
No.
Do you live at? All right.
He
All
said
right.
no, and he's lying.
All right. So go ahead. You
Okay.
can continue with your story.
So I will start this with, I'm not one of those people that remembers dreams. Okay. I have some friends. I've dated a girl that could remember dreams that happened days ago, weeks ago, in very vivid detail. I'm not one of those people. I can remember maybe 3 or 4 dreams in detail my entire life, right? Of my 30 some odd years on this
Okay.
earth. Most of them from when I was a kid, and they're very like animated, spooky stuff, like monsters, that kind of stuff. Nothing like this. So, the night in question, I live by myself. I live in a house. My kids weren't with me. I didn't have any animals at the time. And
So no friends.
no friends, no nobody, completely alone. And I'm at home. I'm asleep. I don't remember what time I went to sleep. I just know that I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was dark inside my room. And I mean, we all know what Rigo does here. I work with him. We're partners, so that kind of gives you a clue. I'm a police officer as well, right? I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm laying on my side, which is odd because I don't sleep on my side. I'm one of those stomach ninja sleepers. I sleep in that like ninja pose,
Always got to be ready.
Right, always, knife in hand. And I wake up, and I'm kind of like gathering myself, my eyes open, and for whatever reason, I can't move. Right now, I'm not a sleep paralysis person. I've never had night terrors. I've never slept. I don't sleepwalk. I don't do any of those kinds of things. Right? I don't talk in my sleep. A very normal, average. I snore and I sleep. That's what I do. Right. But this night, I wake up, and I know sleep paralysis can happen off and on, and I mean, take it for what it is, right? I wake up. I can't move, and my vision focuses when you wake up, and I immediately see a dark figure standing over, like next to my bed. I sleep on a platform bed, and it's kind of high. I did that on purpose because I'm tall. I don't like having to like stand up
us
from
tall
bed.
people,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know how it
Yeah.
is. You know how it is. So the bed is probably like, I don't know, maybe 3.5 feet off the ground. The top of it is pretty high off the ground. And whatever this was standing next to me, and I could when I close my eyes and I think about it, when I think about it at all, I see the figure standing there, and I immediately get terrified.
About how far away was it?
2 feet maybe, at the
So it was
most.
right up on it.
Right next to me. There was no light in the room. There was maybe a little bit of blue light, and there's nothing blue in my room. I have a TV, and it has a red light on it. And at the time, I had an alarm clock that had orange light, and it was very soft orange light. So the light that I saw was blue. I don't even know, just blue. I can't even, and it was very faint. So I'm sitting here, and I immediately, I'm petrified with fear. I'm scared. I think to myself, I have to get my gun because there's a person inside my room, and I have to defend myself. And they're standing over me. They got the drop on me. They got me. You know, those are all the things that were popping.
So your first thought wasn't paranormal. Your first thought is there's a person in my room.
There's a person in my room. There's somebody standing there physically in front of me. And I can't move. I'm on my side, and I can't move. And it's at that moment that I realized that my hands were extended out. I'm laying on my side, they're extended out like this. And whatever this thing was that was standing next to me, its hands were out holding my hands. And I could feel the warmth of it on my fingers. It wasn't like it was cold. I could feel texture on it. I mean, like I could feel ridges on whatever it was. And it was, the fingertips were kind of bulby. I don't know any other way to explain it, right?
E.T.'s fingers.
Kind of like that,
It
right?
was E.T.
Maybe.
Solved.
Done, right? And in scene. But it was holding my hands like this. And I could hear a sound.
So it was holding your hands with its fingers over the top of yours and its thumb underneath.
It didn't have. It only had 4 fingers.
Okay,
Whatever it was.
So 3 fingers on top
and one
thumb underneath.
Yeah, I could feel them. I could feel them. And the reason I know that is because it wasn't just holding me like that. It was kind of like moving its hand and moving my hand, you know, so I could feel it engaged with my hand. I don't know any other way to say it, right?
Like it was rubbing them,
like it was just
massaging, or
maybe no, not even massaging.
It was just moving.
Moving, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm still petrified with fear, and I hear this sound. It sounds like garbled radio transmissions, maybe, right? But like very high frequency and through something metal, right? Like you're talking through like a tin can or something, right? And it was really fast, and I couldn't understand. And then almost immediately when I thought to myself, I can't understand what that sound is, I hear a voice inside my head, not through my ears. It was like it was inside my head. And the voice, it was male, I want to say, in its tone, and it said, "Do not be afraid." And like a light switch was turned off. All that fear that I had, the anxiety that I have to find my weapon, I have to do all this, you know, everything, and mind you, you know, instantly goes away, and I am completely at peace.
So you go from like a super high level of fear and anxiety to 0.
To nothing. As if I'm sitting here talking to you. And the whatever it is, I can see its head, or whatever that, you know, it had like a humanoid type figure, very, very slender, right? And now that I think about it, very much, you know, what's described in these kinds of encounters, you know what I mean? Very slender, very tall.
Like lanky.
Lanky, yeah.
Okay.
Dark. It was dark.
Could you see any
Couldn't
facial
see any,
features?
I couldn't see any features at all, other than just a silhouette in this blue kind of light that was just kind of emanating in the room. It said, "Do not be afraid. Everything is going to be okay. Everything will be okay." And that's, and I don't remember. I don't know if I said it out loud or if I said it inside my head. I said, "I don't understand what, you know, I don't understand." And it said, immediately said, you will. The next couple of seconds is what I don't even know how to explain it. I started seeing these images inside of my mind, like a really fast slideshow of images of people rioting in the streets, but no faces. I can't see any serious details. An old woman, I know that there was an old woman. There was those are the only two that I can remember, or three. Something burning, people rioting in the streets, and an old woman. And I said again, I don't understand. And it said right away, you will. And then this is where it took like kind of a weird, weird turn, as if it wasn't already weird enough, right?
Is this the pro part?
Yes. Said this is normal.
This is what we do.
You're gonna feel a little pressure. It said Mexico is the key. I don't understand it, and I said that I don't understand, and it said you will. And then it showed. I start seeing other images, and when I try to think about the other images that I was being shown, I can't remember them. I don't remember what they were, what it was showing me, because when I try to recall it, when I try to think about it, all I see is just like black, like darkness. I don't see anything else. But I know it wasn't anything bad. And again, it reassured me everything is going to be okay. And I'm still laying there with my hands out.
Still got a hold of you.
Still got a hold of me. I don't know how much time passed between, in there. And it says, now wake up. And I said, what? And he said, wake up. And I open up my eyes, right? And it is about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Instantly. Like, it was dark in the room, and I wake up and it's completely light in my room. I looked at my phone. I had a whole bunch of missed calls. I had a whole bunch of missed text messages. I slept right through my alarm.
Are you someone who sleeps through that usually, or that usually wakes you up?
Nope. I will. My alarm goes off. I wake up. You know what I mean? I might hit snooze, 4 or 5 times, but I slept right through my alarm. Slept through all the text messages, all the phone calls. Got a whole bunch of calls from my mom, and she was worried, like, why aren't you answering your phone? That kind of thing. I wake up and I start moving around. And again, I'm not the type of person that remembers dreams. I started getting out of bed, and I kind of had this like weird feeling, like what was that? Like, what just happened? Why did I oversleep? And the other thing that struck me as weird was that, when you oversleep, maybe you're hungover, or you maybe take some sleeping meds or something to help you, help you sleep, melatonin or something, and you sleep for a long, long time. You wake up and you're real groggy, and you're kind of like, for lack of a better word, dragging ass for a few minutes. I didn't have that problem. I woke up and I was wide awake. My senses were all with me. I could see just fine, and I just got up and I started just doing my thing for the day. As I was walking around the room, I felt better and better about about myself and about the situation, about everything. And before you knew it, I just completely wrote it off. It was just a dream. You know what I mean? I just had a weird dream, right? And I overslept. Fast forward. Now, mind you, this occurred, I don't know how many years ago now. Maybe at least 10 years ago, if not more, a little bit. I was working off duty at the theater, and I'm sitting in my car just watching, and I don't know what happened or what I saw, but everything from that night came back to me in a like a flood of memories.
So you had mentioned before, you didn't say it this time, but you mentioned before that you really didn't recall everything.
No.
Okay,
No.
right. So after you woke up, you really didn't remember all those details.
No. Like I said, when I woke up, as I started moving around, and I was thinking to myself, what was that? I didn't remember. I just remember something weird had happened, right? And I felt off. I don't know any other way to say it other than I felt off. And it struck me odd that I came out of such a deep sleep, and I didn't feel like I just came out of a deep sleep.
Right.
I had just closed my eyes and opened my eyes up again. So I'm sitting at this off-duty job, and again, I don't know how much time had passed since that night, and when I had all this stuff come back to me, it came back to me, and like a flood of memories, and it really, 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 really upset my stomach, right? Like when you think of something, oh yeah, that did happen, right? Like so everything started coming back, all the images, everything. And then I kind of got like, I don't want to say upset, anxiety maybe, right? Like holy shit. Like there's somebody in my room, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I immediately call one of my best friends from high school, and he's kind of a nerd. The pot calling the kettle black, right? I call him up and I tell him the whole story of what just happened. And I mean, this is all fresh, right? And I'm giving him all the details. And when we were kids, he used to read anything, any Time Life, anything. Remember those creepy Time Life videos used to come on, those infomercials?
Yeah.
Where you could buy all those weird, creepy Time Life things. He'd bought all those things. He read them all. I tell him the whole story, and he goes, well, there's only one of two things that could be possible with what happened to you that night. He goes, and mind you, he's not he's just a guy, right? But he said either you had a very vivid dream, right, and for whatever reason your mind decided to remember all these details, right, everything from that dream. Well, maybe not everything, but the majority of your details, right? And it was just a super, super vivid dream, or there was somebody standing in your room holding your hands doing this thing with you. Yeah. And he goes, both of them are actually kind of weird and kind of freaky. And so, when you have a bad dream, and I've thought about this here more and more when you asked me to come over and tell this story, right? I've been thinking about this and thinking about it. If I wanted to put it out there in the world, right? When you have a bad dream, right? Like you have a nightmare, you relive some kind of traumatic event or something, right? You're scared of certain things, like you're scared of the dark, or you're scared of, you don't want to have those triggers again, Since that incident, I have never been scared of the dark. Even, when you're sitting there laying in the bed and you go, oh, it's time for me to go to bed. And you know what I haven't thought of in a long time? Demons, right? Haven't thought about demons in a while, right? So it scares the shit out of you. You freak yourself out, I didn't have that. I don't have that problem. When I lay down in bed and I think about it in the pitch black of my bedroom, I have zero fear of it. Zero fear. And I think that's the number one thing that I took away from that incident, right, is that I was not scared of it at all.
See, that's one thing that I had been thinking about too, because I do suffer from sleep paralysis. It doesn't happen often, but immediately when I snap out of it, I know it was a dream. It's not like, well, shit, did that really happen or anything like that? And I've had some freaky ass episodes, but as soon as I wake up, I'm like, oh fuck, it was just a dream. I was terrified, and to your point, like I remember one of the very first times it happened is probably one of the most scared I've ever been. Is I didn't want to go to sleep, like for like a few, like 3-4 days after that. Not because I thought it was real, just because I didn't fucking want to go through it again, because it was so fucking terrifying. Because that was my first thought when you were saying this, all sleep paralysis. But my experience with it is completely different than what you had afterwards with it.
I have replayed that night over and over and over again, trying to find a logical explanation for it, right? And what my buddy told me, I think there's only two possibilities, right? It's either I had a really, really weird dream, right, or something otherworldly happened,
Right. So, other than sleep paralysis, right? Your first, you immediately go to like alien visitor or anything like that. But if it was real, right? It was someone giving you a message of the future, right? So is this a time traveler coming back to warn you, or to tell you, hey, Mexico's the key?
Mexico's the key. I don't. You see, and that's what that was one of the details about it that strikes me as like it's so specific,
Yeah.
And so long ago, right? I've lived in my house now for 11 years, and it happened almost right when I moved in. And
so you were like, "Fuck, my house is haunted."
Yeah, my house. I don't want to live here anymore. But no, and it's funny that you say that too, right? Because you have those kind of things that happen to you, and you know, oh, I don't want to go in that bedroom, or I don't want to go to that part of the house, or whatever. And I don't have that problem. I don't. I can turn the lights off. It can be pitch black in my room, and I can lay there. And I've even said this a couple of times to myself. You know, like I'm laying there in the pitch black of the room. You know, like, hey fellas, not tonight, all right? Like I'm real sleepy. Like I'm real tired.
I don't want to hear about Mexico tonight.
I don't want to know what's going to happen in 20 years. All right, let me just sleep. Let me sleep through the night. I don't have fear of it. It wasn't anything that was scary.
So you told me this story a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Right. So it was crazy, and I called you like right after this. So probably like 5 days after I heard this, you told me the story, right?
Yeah.
Mexico's the key, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually having a conversation, going over some stuff, and watching some stuff, and they're talking about how the United States should have a vested interest of what's going on in Mexico with the cartels and all that stuff. And it wasn't because they were talking about like the cartel, that all that violence spilling over the border into the United States. But what was crazy is they're talking about all that, and and they say, because Mexico's the key, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my God, he did get abducted, right?
Oh my God.
So, but what they were talking about Mexico being the key is because Mexico has a shitload of natural resources. And as we know, the U.S., we use a ton of natural resources.
Number one user.
Right? So, you know, that's what they're saying. Mexico is the key because it has all that resources the United States is going to run out. And they're going to need, so they're not too dependent on the Middle East with all that chaos that's going on over there, that they should have a vested interest in controlling and making Mexico peaceful, at least to a point where they could extract or use some of that natural resources that Mexico has. But I just thought it was crazy that they said, you know, that exact phrase, Mexico's the key.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't know what the intent was by, you know, at the time when I was told, you know, when I heard that, you know what I mean, and when I saw what I saw inside my head, but it was, now looking back on it and the current state of the world, and you know the geopolitical status of the entire world, you know, it's you know, it's kind of weird.
yeah.
You know, it's kind of weird.
Did you see a glimpse of the future with all those riots and all that stuff that was going on?
Maybe
Last year and a half or so.
Yeah, and again, I didn't. There wasn't anything specific. I didn't see anything that like, oh no, that this is this place or this is this place. It was just the first things that I saw was chaotic. The second things I saw were not, but I can't recall the second part. I only recall the first part.
The other thing that got me, and I mentioned it last time, because when you were saying that, so I've always been intrigued and fascinated about, not necessarily just the paranormal, just weird and obscure things that happen, right? I always tell people I like to educate myself, even if it's nonsense type shit. Like I do good in a game show, but as far as advancing my political career won't fucking work. But when you were saying that phrase, when this thing or whatever it was telling you, you know, do not be afraid, everything's going to be okay. And I mentioned it last time. So Indrid Cold, that is something that happened in the 60s, late 60s, and around the Mothman, you know, Point Pleasant shit, the fucking bridge collapse, you know, whatever. So right before all that stuff was happening, there were several people, different cities, described this coming across this man, right? And he looked human. The only thing that they would describe is that he had so I asked you if you saw any facial features. So he had this really strange smile, almost like he's faking, trying to be like, oh, like, hey, human smile, it's non-threatening, right? Almost like if he wasn't human, because it was just so weird, the smile that they had. That was like the one thing that all of them kept repeating. He just had this strange smile. But what caught my attention when you were telling your story was that was one of like his opening statements was, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Everything's going to be okay. And then he'd proceed on whatever disaster or whatever he was telling them about, that, like when the bridge collapsed, and, you know, in Point Pleasant and all that stuff. So I just thought that was strange. Kind of, that's why I asked you if you had any facial features or anything like that.
I don't. The only thing that I recall about the head was just the shape of the head, and it was kind of oblong, elongated, but I didn't see. There was no details, facial features or body features or anything other than me being. And again, mind you, I'm on my side, so I'm looking, through the corner of my eye this way because I can't move. I was frozen, and seeing this thing there, and I would like to think that it was just a dream. You know what I mean? Like just a real vivid dream. But again, I don't know. I don't remember my dreams, like I said, and it just felt super, super real. And I'm not, I'm not one of those, I don't buy into that stuff like you. You know what I mean? I'm more of the I want to feel it, I want to see it, I want to read it.
Seeing is believing.
Exactly. And this happened, and it was just a weird thing that happened. I don't know. Any other way to say it?
So let's throw that out to our studio audience. What do you guys think?
I mean, that's some crazy shit. I've known Jay for a long time.
You know what? That's a good point. I've known you probably for 17 years, right? Always a crazy motherfucker, but never.
I'm not a liar. I don't.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I don't lie about except women, right? There was that one night with Kate Beckinsale. No.
All right, so let's ask our polygraph expert. How's everything look?
So going over the polygraph,
Yeah.
there's absolutely no discrepancies. So
No indication of being deceitful.
Can
nothing at all.
I take this thing
Yeah,
off?
let me turn it off. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
make sure it doesn't fuck up nothing.
The rectal thermometer is through the roof. You might want to get that checked out by a licensed physician.
Well, you know what? It's all that Clorox it was exposed to.
Here, it's right here. All right.
All right.
So
Well,
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to you, Rigo, and to the rest of the guys from the Drink Beer and Bullshit podcast for allowing me to come tell this crazy story that may or may not have happened. I don't know, but
yeah, I
give
mean
an
it's
opportunity.
good to put it out there. I mean, you're a reliable source. You have to have credibility in with what you do, right? So to put yourself out there, it says a lot on the credibility of the story. So, with that, on this Drink Beer and Bullshit podcast exclusive, we are signing out, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, John.